Have you ever been kicked out, stepped out, ostracized, not only not included, but excluded, judged, simply not allowed in the clique, all of those things? It's not fun to be on either side of the fence.
Access granted.
Everyone has access to everything. It hurts. I know. Hello, my sexies. Good to see you. Center of light. Always my delight to be with you. I'm now sharing links in the forums to the fundraiser, taking Center of Light to the next level, taking myself to the next level. Hell, take me with you. That's what I want to do. It doesn't look like this. Let me check something. 1 second. Come on now. Makes my life easier. Thank you for your patience. Authorize. Oh, well. Let me cancel that spell. Actually, I don't have the right one. I learn something every day. There we go. There we go. Refresh. I love technology. It'll populate. Hello, everyone. Tonight is Center of Light Diversity, Inclusion. Have you ever not only been included, not included, but kicked out, ostracized, pointed fingers at, judged, all these dynamics happening? And the person doing the whatevering, even though they think they are, they're not having fun either. Karma's coming. It's not a judgment from my part. It's a fact. And it keeps one locked in the cycle of ongoing nonsense and nuisance. Tonight is Center of Light Diversity, Inclusion. It's what the world is moving to. And is now. The door is open. Today, when I made this post about doing this presentation, thank you, Anjana, a talk I'm going to be doing for Washington, D.C. I don't know all the particulars right now. And thank you, Spirit, for the opportunity. I went to see who was choosing to show up tonight. And I got this. And what I see is all these sexy, beautiful people. Dana, Rena, Joe, Kelly, I don't know who that is, my apologies, Lewis, so forth. Everyone feels included. They're stepping into something where they feel that they can step into other than a pile of dog shit. It hurts. I was a runt all of my life in stature. And I got the brunt. And I got the fractures to prove it. It's not fun. Exclusion is never fun. There is a no-win, no-win situation. Inclusion, I get it. People have their folly, and it's basically calling a spade a spade. You are a spade because you're acting like a spade. And I mean the spade of cards, so don't take me to a racial context because I don't play that nonsense. You're acting like an idiot. It's not a judgment. Go to dictionary and look up idiot. There's a definition, and that's what you're acting like. So if you want to be seen in a beautiful, more brilliant light, stop acting like an idiot. Under definition, your name, if you're such you want. You may not be so hard in your exclusions, but whether we know it or not, in being ourselves unconsciously, that is hard, causes lots of bruisions and contusions. And the person that receives this is very, very empathic. Everyone is empathic to the hilt. When it comes to looking out and about and seeing what daggers are being slung at you, everyone is a master at this. To some degree, there is also self-projection to the matter at hand. This is where the work commands one to be, to find that precious, eloquent grace of knowing how to stay afloat. You think really hard about someone judging you, you're going to look into a crowd and find someone who's going to judge you, and therefore you get what you ask for. Stop asking for erroneous things and look inward and find the most beautiful things that there can ever possibly be. Tonight is Center of Light Diversity. There is a huge difference between diversity and inclusion. Let me get my notes. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Everyone, thank you for your prayers for Dr. Katie Camaro, my partner in crime. Oh, shit. Center of Light Foundation. Lots is happening, unfolding, and we're sitting back patiently waiting. Not that we don't already have everything we need, but it's the sustenance that this guy and Dr. Katie and others who are going to be brought on board soon are going to feed the world, not only with food, knowledge, information, self-empowerment. It's a time of action. Yanava, Yah, heart, God, fire, power, will, all that good, groovy God stuff. But the the monkey in the head, needs to become the monkey in the head that's chewing on a banana versus yapping and yammering. And then we take action from this platform. This is the platform of Center of Light Foundation. Dr. Katie Camaro is getting better. Thank you for your blessings. I have to think as Dr. Kiki or Kiki. It doesn't matter. You can call her a rabbit. It doesn't matter. Just follow the rabbit hole I'm sending you into, to the wholeness of your beautiful self. She had a great day today. Makes my heart happy. All right, let me look at my notes. What you feel you deserve is a large part of the karma for the person who feels excluded. It doesn't mean that we should go around saying, well, that's a part of your karma, you need to just simply get over it. We need to walk in eggshells. People are sensitive. People are hurt. People are wounded. If it's not your concern, it's not your concern. Then just go somewhere else. Versus throwing stones or throwing daggers into someone's heart who is vulnerable. It's not nice. Spirit says from homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul, dear ones, you have already done some mighty fine work on yourselves, but now the real work begins. Between now and forever, tonight is Center of Light Diversity, Inclusion. Between now and forever, I ask you to gather people, one at a time if you have to, but gather them do. Embrace each of your brothers and sisters without discrimination, and treat them with the same love I bestow upon you, be they enemies, friends, relatives, or strangers. Embrace every little spark of God. Your journey will be smoother if you accept the fact that through everything I am here and ready to keep my promise etched on your hearts. Social media feed today. The energies coming to Earth now are so powerful that anything not of love is being pushed to the surface for healing. This is why inclusion is so important in this dealing. It's the feeling that is always about others, because it always being about others is the key to the Center of Light Foundation, which is you, to bring you into the next world. The kingdom of God is within, so eloquently. Don't get left behind. Diversity, inclusion. There is a difference, not really, but yet a difference between, hello Pamela, hello everyone. Diversity and inclusion. What is the difference? When a picture can say 1,000 words, wow, check this out. Diversity, inclusion. And the picture gets painted so effortlessly and beautifully. Diversity. Your worker, your co-worker, your employer, everyone you work with, everyone in your family, everyone in your neighborhood, everyone in your city, everyone in your state, everyone in your country, everyone in your continent, everyone in your world. Throughout all the religions and all the bickering that is absolutely not necessary. In the end, which is not real at all. When everything comes together, the meek will be the chosen who have seemed weak from the self-induced non-chosen. They will be able to enter into the kingdom fully illumined. Fully, what's the word I'm looking for? And effulgent. So we might as well get our diversity, inclusion. Get your motor running, head out on a highway. Diversity. It's the only way, because until everyone is healed and free, we cannot all ascend to the absolutely level we chose to do as to why we came here. Hello, Dana. Robert. It's about inclusion. That little boy over there, just, you could see it. He's just so alone. That little girl, that person, that mother, that father on that park bench, you can see it. You don't have to see tears in their eyes. You can just see it. You can feel it. You empathic human creature, you can feel it. Fall into a meditative space. Let Spirit guide you and go over there and include them in your world. Hello. And the greater that we can pull people into our fold, our tribe, our family unit as a whole, diversity, we're all individual expressions, but it's about the inclusion into the one. This is the way. There is no other way. How can there be? Jesus was the way. And he said, brothers/sisters, I am the way. Follow me out of your quagmire. All right. Tonight is Center of Light, diversity, inclusion. Bickering is useless, as is your opinion of other people. Racism, name-calling of any sort, judging others, casting them out because they don't fit in. They don't fit in per se, not per se. They don't fit in your worldview, your purview of how things should, could, shouldn't, wouldn't dare allow them to be. Where does that go? Except leaving one lonely. I would rather have infinite people with me than 50. I love my 50, but imagine how much more grandiose and grand life not can be, but is for those who have chosen such things by allowing everything to be inclusive. God is inclusive. Let me offer you this biscuit. If any of us were not included in the infrastructure of the divine grid, because God had an issue with any person and or said group, not only would you have been kicked out, without a doubt, you could have never existed in the first place. So everything has been given permission by the absolution of all things to be. I know. It shatters illusions, doesn't it? And Sting, it may be, there is nothing there is nothing anyone can ever do to snuff out your existence. Nothing. So the reason for being butt hurt and butt tender is returned to sender. It comes right back. It goes nowhere. There is nothing anyone can ever do to snuff out your existence. This is where we're going to get a little hard, hot, and heavy, which we all like in the back of a Chevy. Here's your Chevy, your automobile that will allow you to move forward, inward, upward, toward. There is nothing anyone can do to ever snuff out your existence. I get it. We've been living by the old world paradigm. Men and women get married. That's just the way of it. If that is just the way of it, why is it happening now? Nothing happens outside of permission of the cosmos, the grandiose things that we have labeled God, which is not its name in the first place. You see people, and I understand it, it's shattering the illusions and the contusions and the brusions of the mind. Genders, transgenders, gays, straights, Democrats, Republicans. It's stupid and childish that you cannot get your way and you're throwing a temper tantrum so far as to bash other people with your own insecurities, your ignorance, and fear of, and because. Not only you're hurting other people, and it is part of their karma as to why you are present in their life, that is irrelevant and erroneous on everyone's part. It's about the forgiveness of everything that not only lifts us out of our hellhole, but it lifts everyone else around us. Because when you were in your folly and you pissed someone off, aren't you not grateful and thankful someone lifted you up and said forgiveness? This is what it's about. The millennials, the transgenders, the Bruce Jenner into what is his new name, her new name, the correct pronoun name, Jenner. It's all noise. It doesn't go anywhere. It hurts people. Why do people hurt people? Why do we do it? Largely a reason why I do what I do. Many years ago, growing up, my sister caught the tongue lash of all that. Her walk started to wobble. Her wobble needed a crutch. Her crutches needed a walker. Her movement needed a wheelchair. Casting someone out, even simply in judgment, they can feel that shit. It goes nowhere. There's no productivity in it. In a business, a relationship, a group, a tribe, an administration, whatever it is. It's all the same, as above, so below, on forever it will go. You know what it's like in some way or another in your life from then till now. You simply didn't fit in. I get it. Fitting in is a kind of a cool thing. I don't fit in. I'm a black sheep. Those are kind of awesome words. Still, I think the fitting in and the black sheep means I was those things, but I've overcome them. So now I see it as an accolade, an award, and a privilege that I'm glad I was a black sheep and didn't fit in. What it really means is I'm glad I had the courage to champion the mountain so I can take this award, this ribbon, this accolade, and put it on the shelf for me to adorn. You've earned it. You did. Tonight is Center of Light, Diversity, Inclusion. I swear to you, get on Facebook, start scrolling. You will see many of your siblings who want to be included. Include them. Just a poke. Boom. I do it all the time. I love it. The rewards are so beneficial. Laugh when they make something funny, or at least even attempt to. Feel their heart as to why they've let go enough to expose themselves, to say, hey, please include me in something. This is playing in the arena of God. This is the basics of Christ. The caring, the sharing, the tearing down the bullshit walls that go nowhere at all. Song break. Actually, I'm going to do a song break. How about to be one? Gather your tribe. It's those who care about you. They love your vibe. Do the same. Now is the time, truly. Well, Keith, I understand all this. I live my life. I get all that. I'm asking, pull them even closer, even nearer, even dearer. Because times are coming where we will need that center of light, foundation, nation. 23's coming. 24. We're climbing the mountain. It's tough. We're getting there. It gets lighter shades of gray from dark, dark, dark. Lighter shades of gray. Out of dismay we go up to the apex through the vexation of things. But it will glide, slide when we crest the mountain, the top. It's coming. Keep doing the work. Stay anchored. Stay in love. Follow these teachings as you see it all across the world and the internet. Simply just, even if you know these teachings anyway, just sit and hang out. We're all having church. And we're all praising the absolute one. Dear Lord, to be one. See you shortly.
Making one of 100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart, giving one love like you really mean it, seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one, the love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one, your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way. And that's the way to be one. Being of happiness, receiving one, love that's your gift. Think as one, ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight is Center of Light Diversity Inclusion. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When it feels to be kicked out of the group, ostracized, or more so, not even given a chance to step in. That doesn't feel good. It happens in jobs, work environment, employment, relationships, family, friendships. I'm like, I don't care if you're as gay as a $4 bill. Come sit over here next to me, if you will, and let me buy you a drink. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother. It's time to get together. We love one another right now. It's like the song Lavender Soul just said. It's about making the world feel peace too. That's the way. There is no other way to happiness. Happiness is the way. We've lost our way because we have been looking for things and people to blame and judge and not include so we can be one happy chick or dude. It's rude. It hurts. We've all been on the receiving end of the stick. But the window is open. And reality is getting either lighter or thick, slow or quick. Get on board the train to Ascensionville is my suggestion. All right, here we go. Diversity. The state of being diverse, variety. There was a considerable diversity in the style of the reports. That's an example. The practice or quality of including or involving people. My favorite subject. People. From a range of different social media where we're judging in one aspect, and ethnic backgrounds and of different genders, sexual orientations. These are definite dictionary definitive facts. There's no judgment in here. So if you feel attacked, then you know where the work lies. These are facts. This is a definition of diversity. Including or involving people from a range of different social and ethnic backgrounds and of different genders, sexual orientations, etc. Equality and diversity should be supported for their own sake. Inclusion definition. The dictionary is the greatest spiritual book ever written. It clarifies telepathic thought. Change my mind. Inclusion, the action or state of including and or of being included within a group or structure. Example, federal legislation now mandates I'm not going to read that. Similar, incorporation, addition, insertion, introduction, involvement, taking in, encompassing. Opposite, we know what it's like to not be included. You just were never given the go sign to step in. But at first, you were allowed to step in and then you were excluded. That's getting stabbed in the front and the back. Number 2, the practice or policy of providing equal access. I love this. I love this thing I used to make fun. Equal access.
Access granted.
That was for me. The practice or policy of providing equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might otherwise be excluded or marginalized or demonized, such as those who have physical or mental disabilities and members of the minority groups. My sister had that disability, so I lived it, and it brought me to this point of empowering myself with inclusion and the acceptance and allowance and appreciation of diversity. With the acceptance, allowance, and appreciate of diversity, acceptance, allowance, and appreciation of diversity, inclusion simply happens. It just happens. How can it not? It's the way of things. It's about teamwork with which we can change the world in the order it was meant to be. A unified heaven on earth prophetic humanity. Dear Lord. Trying to pluck flowers from any other garden will get you nowhere except further cast from the garden that is blooming now. Do not be surprised when you find yourself in a dry and barren desert, holding a handful of thorns and stuck by them. The world is evolving. Consciousness is evolving. And if we keep choosing to resolving ourselves in these lower structures, codes, matrix, we're not doing that. This group is definitely not doing that. Even if you stepped in for a moment, you're not a part of that. However, we can increase by engaging, at the very least, to move to that which is, there's a momentum behind all of us right now. Take advantage of it. Jacking around or jacking other people only shows if you're such a one, and you're boogieing and or bothered by this delivery of this message, then you are such a one. It's not a judgment. It's just bringing things to light. Jacking with others only shows your insecurity, ignorance, fear because of, as well as the mental construct, doctrine, religion, that you cling to as your truth. Want to know the secret to world peace? Would you like the secret to world peace? I might hand it to you. Sounds bold because it is. Do you want the secret to world peace? Leave people alone. Just leave them alone. Leave your ideas and your opinions about people alone. Actually, don't leave them alone. Love them because they are alone. Bring them into your fold, tribe, family, and friendship nest. I'm grateful for that opposite play of words of leave them alone to don't leave them alone. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. If God, I want to say, Chris Cook, dear friend of mine, drummer friend of mine, I've played with for many years, posted this on the stream today. It's beautiful. If God exists, then he exists for everyone. Everyone. There's no exclusion. It's about the diversity and the inclusion. So there's no controversy any longer. If God exists, then he exists for everyone, for the whole world. Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, even Satanists and atheists. If one were to judge the validity of a faith, if one were to judge the validity of a faith based upon the actions of those who profess to believe its truth, where would your religion fall? I want to read that again for me. It helps me to fall. If God exists, then he exists for everyone, for the whole world. Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, even Satanists and atheists. If one were to judge the validity of a faith based upon the actions of those who profess to believe its truth, where would your religion fall? And when I say religion, I don't mean your Christianity, which I do. I don't mean your Buddhism, which I do. Your Hinduism, which I don't, because Hinduism really is not a religion. It's a way of life, but which I do. No matter what it is. If one were to judge the validity of one's faith based upon the actions of those who profess to believe its truth. So it's not about the said religion. It's about what the one believes to be true. Not where would your religion fall, but where would you fall? Can you imagine the world we can build with a unified teamwork? Let John Doe become Jill Doe. Let Jane Doe become not sure. That is all superficial, going against your own ethics. You're not going against your ethics. Ethics you can't budge, but that's going against your own morality. You're fudging the line to make yourself feel better. Leave people alone. Well, I do. I just like making jokes about them. They're not being left alone, and they feel that on empathic levels that somehow they have not been yet allowed to be accepted, allowed, and appreciated. Did you know that divine realized beings, God beings, begin to lose their gender? They become androgynous because God is not a man. God is not a woman. People embody those qualities of divinity. But God is the one. It doesn't imply male or female. It means one. So obviously, the closer we get to divinity, we lose our genderity. It doesn't mean that people who are transgendering or rendering or mindering, if that's such a word, themselves because they're better, because they're more, so to speak, Christ or God-like. That's not what it means at all. Who knows what soul lessons people come here to play out? Without a doubt, that has to be a fact. It's not just an act. It's a pact made between the divine and the soul that is carrying out this experience. Leave people the fuck alone. You will not find absolute peace to profess your praise to your said religion or whatever you do that is most sacred to you, because everyone is a reflection of you. That is most sacred. That is what God is at the foundation of everything. Center of light foundation. It's the foundation of allowing and appreciating all things to be as they are. God is not in a hurry. Imagine that level of joy and bliss to be in such a space. All right, let's see. We're going to move into a new segment now, which is from a movie I made 7 years ago about such things, diversity, inclusion. But from a simple, very simple, primordial place, grace will unfold in the sense of showing how the simplicity and innocence of a child, they're already imbued with such divine fire and vigor. From and the meek shall inherit the earth, the prophecy realized. Enjoy. See you shortly. Gotta find it. Here we go. Let us look at the foundation a child operates from. The number one is the very first concept a child learns. The child discovers who he or she is as one and interacts with the world using that awareness. Yes, children understand the universal primordial number before math ever comes into play, because it is the very nature of the universe to operate from this premise. Zero, definition. Nothing, figure zero. Point on a graduated instrument from which positive and negative quantities are reckoned. Now for the concept of zero. Among zero's many divine attributes are wholeness, balance, completion, union, and last but not least, eternity. Zero is the highest idea there is, but it is not user-friendly, for it requires you to fully comprehend the idea of nothing or no thing, God. Notice I said idea, because zero is just that, not a number, but a concept. And until a system is in place that enables the collective mind to expand into whole thought, understanding the divine will remain a challenge. As with zero, the number one is a formidable number to realize. If you do not understand the concept of one, trying to comprehend numerical concepts such as millions, billions, and trillions would only be putting the cart before the horse. Just know that if you continue to break everything down into bits, you will always find yourself living in a world of multiplicity and separation. As we look to history, we learn of people who are now deemed to be great, but who were regarded as quacks, crazies, and troublemakers by the contemporaries during their time on Earth. Is it not ironic how these prodigies were only accepted after their lifetimes? Just about everything of value we use in our modern world was gifted to us by these so-called weirdos: Jesus, Franklin, Tesla, Einstein, and others. Not only were these geniuses divinely inspired, but they understood the 0-1 principle, so they were able to make their great discoveries and thus better humanity. Albert Einstein said, "The most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe." What is your answer? For myself, I live in a friendly one. Everywhere I go, I see beautiful people yearning for the same peace I have found, and for the rest of my life, I will continue to dive deep within myself for greater degrees of it. My home is in Memphis, Tennessee. Here it is believed by many to be a place filled with hate and racial tension. I don't see it. Is it because I am not plugging into the illusion that many are? The evidence of violence that can be found not only here where I live,
but anywhere in the world for that matter, says that many haven't been making choices from the 0-1 principle of God or the unified field. These types of people are living in a disconnected reality, the reality of me, mine, them, and they. If you look at the cliche of me, myself, and I, you might recognize the me in this saying as what you'd think yourself to be: separate, alone, and detached. With this viewpoint, seeking self-gain is automatic. You don't have much choice in the matter, because such an attitude is never about the true you. It is about the ego and what it wants. You must be willing to toss that me of yours into love's purifying fires to ignite the flame of who you really are. You must not continue to let your ego steal from the self that you are in order to appease your mirage self. You must turn your selfishness into selflessness. We all must reverse the formula of me, myself, and I to I, myself, and me. First, see I as the totality of all things. Next, honor the higher self or highest good in everyone. Then accept everyone as they really are, facets of God or the unified field where all things connect and originate. I understand people's concerns surrounding extremist groups causing hateful acts in the world. Groups like ISIS and others from the Middle East have clutched people worldwide in a death grip so tight that they gasp for air every time it becomes a news media event. But let's not be in denial about how other radical groups are contributing to the same harm and problem, all in the name of religion or God. It is undeniable that they share the same mentality. Both have their holy word in one hand, all the while carrying a gun in the other. Can you see the picture being drawn here? If this mirroring view is not realized and continues, as George Santayana stated during his life, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. We must put the illogical mind aside and the guns down. As Pope John Paul II said, the worst of death and horror can never vanquish faith, hope, charity, and simple human decency. We will win with love, not guns. Evil always will devour itself. We all desire peace, but many believe it will come at the cost of others and their beliefs. How would you feel if you were asked to toss what is sacred to you in the trash so that others may feel some liberation? Not so pleasant a feeling, is it? The way is not about the exclusion of this and that, but rather the inclusion of this and that. This in no way implies that we should sit back and do nothing about the radicals from any walk of life who want to invade the peaceful. It means to live a life of openness to what is precious to others, to get out from under the deadly sin of pride that will always bind one's consciousness to ignorance from what others worldwide have to offer through the beauty of diversity.
Welcome back to the final segment of Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. Tonight is unity, diversity, inclusion. What is inclusion? What a soul-inspiring question that is for me still. tonight's presentation has really been about this overview of something Mother Teresa said to a reporter, host of a radio show. He had a really powerful, large number audience viewer-wise radio show in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe it is. Doesn't matter. Somewhere. But I'm pretty sure it's Phoenix. And when Mother Teresa was alive, he said, Mother Teresa, he called her. I have this huge platform. We have 2 gazillion God watts of power. You can reach a lot of people. She says, thank you very much. I'm just not interested. And I know there are a lot of stories contradictory to the beautiful life of Mother Teresa. I'm not interested in the negative. I'm interested in the beautiful. But that being said, but you don't understand. I have all this illumin watts of radio power under my butt. And thank you so much, son. You're such a wonderful man. And all that. I'm just not interested. She said, but you know what? If you really want to do something for me, tonight is sort of like diversity, inclusion. If you really want to do something for me, whatever time at night that you know that people are about, those who are hungry, find one, give them some money and or food, and simply show them that you care. That is inclusion. Though I did meet someone many years ago, homeless guy. He did it by choice. I said, bro, how can you brave such elements in the heat, in the cold? He says, well, and when it's cold, you have no idea how warm a newspaper can make you. So he did it by choice, but many people are not doing it by choice. And there need all of us to help them feel included so that they become engaged and ignited and aglow with the same God fire that you simply let happen with them. It doesn't extinguish the candle from which you share the flame. Here, light someone else's candle. Diversity. There are some strange mofos on this planet, and it looks like you and me. There's some beautiful mofos on this planet, and it looks like you and me. Grant it, through the differences, is God. That's the whole point of it, even or odd. There's no even or odd. There's no equality, really. All there is one. If you were not allowed in the cosmic divine club, not only would you be kicked out and excluded, you could have never been included in the universe in the first place. That's the space we should all dwell, heaven or hell, to help other people dwell in the same space. I tell you, there's lots of grace that comes your way. My presentations are never implying that you're not doing these things I talk/teach about. Teach me. I want to know what you know and what gives you your greatest joy, so that as I employ into what you have to offer, it's about the diversity and the inclusion. This is my level of playing in the divine garden. It hurts to see people hurt. It hurts to see people hurt. But it's a blessing to be a blessing. Be that blessing. There's no more guessing. Diversity is beautiful. Allow your gay, transgender brothers and or sisters, or whatever pronoun they choose. They deserve that pronoun. Win or lose, you don't have to like it. Keith, you crazy. I'm crazy as a fucking loon. Leave them alone. It hurts. Bring joy. To be one. Peace, love, and light. Eat spiritual dynamite.